Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to a new video here. Now, this is about Battlefield 6, and all I can say is, boy, oh boy, this is the worst and absolutely most horrid. No, I'm messing around with you. It's a fantastic game. Fantastic game. And this is coming from a dude who sucks at FPS first-person shooters. Now, I used to be great back in the glory days of Call of Duty Black Ops 2, but now I'm about as horrendous as it gets. And my main reason for not liking a lot of the new Call of Duty games is every reason why I like the new Battlefield game. But let's keep our heads level here, okay? Let's keep our head levels here and not put too much hype into it. First off, no Omni movement whatsoever. When I originally saw that in COD, I was like, this could be interesting, but I also know that people are just going to go around sliding like they're slathered in a bunch of baby oil, and they're just continuously pouring bottles down like the custom perk from Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies, Banana Colada. Or Slug Colada, whatever you want to call it. And it's always consistently going to have people sliding. I don't know, maybe I could add that sound effect in there somehow, show you a little bit what I'm talking about. But always going to have people sliding all over the place on a consistent basis, doing 360 half-stitch alien no-scope, somehow upside down, butter the nipple 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and somehow still be able to get you from across the map with the tomahawk that you didn't see coming. And it's all because you saw them there 5 seconds ago and they teleported out of absolutely nowhere. I mean, it's almost like Advanced Warfare movement in the newer CODs, but without Advanced Warfare. Now, this isn't me sitting here and saying that the new CODs are absolutely abysmal. They're not. They're actually pretty decent for the most part. They could be a lot worse, but I just cannot keep up with that Omni movement crap. It's just not for me. I've tried. I can't do it. My buddy, he's a COD pro at this point. Honestly, I don't know why he never went MLG. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I am somewhat not a big fan. You know, not a big fan of the new Omni, quote-unquote, new Omni movement in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I loved it in Advanced Warfare, but I felt like it was a very different paced game, and it was a little bit more applicable there. Not just that, but honestly, I went back recently, this past weekend, literally, to try in the brand new Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Zombies map. Can't even remember the Reckoning, I believe it is. All I want to say, didn't like the map. Thought it was a different subpar version of Die Rise. I could understand why a lot of new players would like it though. It looks decent, but back to the basics here. Overall, everything that I've hated about COD in the most recent years isn't in Battlefield 6. Meaning, yeah, you can slide a little bit on your knee, but you're not really going that far. And obviously through this gameplay, you could tell that I am a scrub at this game. So I'm here more for the basic audience. If you're a professional at FPS games and all of that, you're not going to like my opinion for most stuff. I'm going to tell you that now. Battlefield is what new shooters should be. And I mean that in the movement and how the gunplay actually feels, and all around how it actually feels like you're partially on a team. Besides when you don't have a good medic and they decide to go around acting like they're the assault class instead and treat it and never revive you whatsoever and treat it like it's just another class there just to kind of be there. Now, there are some medics out there who do their job, and they do their job wonderfully. I mean, there was a time where I was sniping in Battlefield. I'd constantly get hit. He'd bring me right back up. Now, those medics, a blessing from Lord Baby Jesus himself. Blessing. Okay? But there's other times where they're just not there, and that's just basic player stuff. That isn't anything even close to how the actual gameplay feels. I know some people said they hated the menu. Me personally, I like the menu. I like the options in there. I like the fact that it seems to have the same thing Diablo 4 had, where you can hide the team's names and your own name as well to try and keep your anonymity or whatever while you're streaming, keep you a little bit anonymous and keep the other players anonymous from you as well. You know, in some places I can see it being good, in other situations I can see it bad. You know, it all depends on how big you are. Obviously, I'm not huge. I only got 353 wonderful subscribers here, but still, that is something I do like. And it has basic FOV sliders, all of that stuff in there. But the guns alone feel fantastic. It doesn't feel like what should have massive recoil has absolutely ridiculous recoil. It's just right. And I mean, I guess the shotguns are a little bad right now. I didn't really get too much time to actually use it against anyone because, like I said, I'm not the well-vetted FPS player that I once was for PvP. But overall, as a team mechanic, it felt amazing. The gunplay, tremendous. The classes themselves feel pretty well-rounded and each have an advantage. I like the Assault class a lot. Wasn't too big on the Medic. You know, obviously I wasn't playing it right properly, but, you know, not a big fan of LMGs in general. But the Assault class and then the Sniper class, because you can put up a UAV or a spy plane, and you can also put down respawn points. Oh my god. Kiss from God right there. Tremendous. Alright, you can just have your players, have your teammates spawn right back on you. Now, when I always saw a battle royale type of situation, this is what I always imagined, is something like this. I never liked Fortnite. I never really liked Warzone. Those are battle royales, obviously, to some degree, or whatever the hell you want to call it, but I don't like that. I always wanted it large team versus large team. A real military feel to it. And I can say this with confidence, I've never really played Battlefields before this one, so I skipped 1 because, well, Black Ops was probably out, skipped 2 and 3, and that was because of Black Ops 2, and I absolutely loved Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And to this day, it's still one of my favorite CODs. Very, very great, well-rounded COD. But overall, it's old and dated. This one apparently feels like a new generation Battlefield 3 to a lot of people, which, like I said, I've never played before, which, and back in the day, if I did, I have a feeling I would have liked it a lot. There's one thing I did notice about this, is I was playing Battlefield 2042 not too long ago because people say they heavily improved on it. It's a lot better than what it once was, and people should try and give it another chance. So I did. And it's not too bad. But what I can say is when you're using the sniper rifle in this, or the marksman rifle, whatever you want to call it, the aim isn't, the bullet drop-off that are in Battlefield games is very varied. So in this new one, it seems like you can almost pin dot with any sniper rifle, and it's going to hit the target 90% of the time. For Battlefield 2042, you did not have that same circumstance happening for you. And like I said, I played it recently, within the past month at least, I played Battlefield 2042. So overall, this new Battlefield is great, but I want to do a little something right now. It is amazing, the gameplay feels great, the community seems solid, and it already beat Call of Duty's numbers as a beta. What could I possibly have to complain about? Well, this could be a trap. This could be a trap for EA to get a lot of people to hop into their game. Because I don't know if you noticed, but with almost every beta, in my opinion, it feels way better than the actual game that drops out. The beta for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 felt way better than the actual multiplayer drop when it dropped in general. That's my opinion, and it's been that way consistently for COD, where I'd go on there, I'd play the initial beta, I'd be like, wow, this feels really good for the most part. And then I'd go and play the actual game on launch day, and I'm like, what the hell happened here? And it just total and opposite reactions from what was supposed to happen there. You know, it went from feeling fluid and great to clunky, and everyone's sliding like they're a Beyblade on you, ready to let it rip, dude. I feel like half the time when I was playing the new CODs, the moment it actually hit shelves and everyone jumped on it, it felt like I was a Magikarp facing a Palkia half the time, and these guys were just running over me. At least in this game, I'm getting ran over, and every once in a while I get a lucky shot, and I know that these people aren't going to have an advantage over me because they're hopscotching and tappity tiptoeing around everywhere. No, it's because they actually have skill, and I am bad at the game. I would rather not have an excuse for being bad, like, that's my noise for the sliding, over someone just basically outgunning me, which is what I've always liked about these games. Now, don't get me wrong, when the slide for Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was initially introduced, I liked it a fair amount, but I also hated Black Ops 3 multiplayer. I thought it was great in zombies. Multiplayer, not at all the same thing. Hated it, hated the multiplayer for that reason, and I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me on this. But from my standpoint, Battlefield makes up for everything Call of Duty has been ruining in their own games for years now. And this is where I'm really going to stand on a little bit of a high hill. It's because of the major streamers. They play the game all damn day. All damn day. And all they care about is making sure the game, quote unquote, it survives. By adding battle passes, I think you guys know who I'm talking about here too. And honestly, screw what he says, you're a dummy. Alright, very successful, but dummy. Having battle passes and selling you characters that don't even make sense in the game, like Nicki Minaj double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon. It makes no sense to have in Call of Duty. Or Stan from American Dad, or even, I mean, honestly, Roger's a little bit. He's one of those situations, and honestly, where I could see him in there, I'm kind of alright with that. That's not too big of a problem for me, if I'm being honest. I do like Roger quite a bit, and he's probably my favorite character, like most people in American Dad, besides Steve Anita Smith. I mean, I can't believe, from what I've seen, he's not in Call of Duty. If you're gonna add anyone, at least add my boy from Boys 12. For the love of God, he's made some amazing bangers that you could have made into perfect emotes, and you chose not to. What the hell are you doing, COD? If you're gonna become this weird arcade-like shooter, that is the minimum you could have done.
Not going home ever again.
But Battlefield is doing everything I have not liked about Call of Duty in years. No battle pass so far. No weird DLCs to where it actually seems like these characters have a weird advantage over you because their hitbox is just slightly different than yours for one reason or another. So far, no paid gun camos, but honestly, I'm not against that. As long as the gun camos don't give you an advantage and they don't look that much greater than what you can get by unlocking and ranking your weapon up. See, my thing, I always go back to this. In Call of Duty Black Ops 2, those camos were perfect because, yes, they were awesome, but Diamond and Gold from Call of Duty Black Ops 2 still outshined those camos by quite a bit in style. So if you had a Diamond camo in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, you were goated. Unless you did a glitch that a lot of people did at the very beginning of the game where they found a modder and they just had a glitch where you could automatically hit Prestige Master like that off the bat. A lot of people did that, whatever. But overall, Diamond looked better than almost all of those camos. Now, don't get me wrong. The Cyborg camo, badass. The Dragon camo, badass. The Paladin camo, badass, which I don't even know if that came out on everything, because I know it was a voting system, whatever. But for the most part, I haven't even seen camos in the game so far. My only complaint I have about Battlefield 6 for real, though, is I don't know how to get a helicopter or a jet, and I would really like to know how to do that. If you could put down in the comments for this weekend when I go to play it again, how I would get a helicopter or a jet. Is it just by the HQ? Am I just stupid? That's a possibility. But overall, Battlefield 6, just from the beta, feels tremendous. I highly recommend you trying the beta and getting your own cohesive thought process on it if you haven't yet, because I'm pretty sure it's just going straight open beta. I'll be playing it this weekend once again when it drops. So if you want to drop by my Twitch stream or my YouTube stream, or I stream on TikTok too, but honestly I prefer the other two, so Twitch or YouTube, go ahead and stop by, get yourself a free drop if that's the thing that's still going on, and hang out for a while. But overall, Battlefield 6 feels fantastic. All the weapons feels fantastic. All the characters feel fantastic. The game modes themselves feel like a true what I would have wanted out of a battle arena. And all around, the destruction of every single building. I mean, hell, from what I've seen, you could throw a grenade on the ground and it will create a little sniper layer in the ground for you from the crater. I don't even know if I could dream about that with COD. I know they're two shooters, but made by two completely different developers with two completely different visions with how a gun game should go. It's kind of like comparing, I guess, Overwatch to Overwatch 3 made by EA. I don't know. I don't know any other games in that area, but it's a great game. Highly suggest you try it for yourself. See if you like it. But what I will say is this right now. If you do not like the game because of the movement, get good. If you do not like the game because you wish you had a slight advantage in some way because you were good in the movement with COD, get good. If you do not like the game because it has bullet fall off, get good. If you do not like the game for any stupid reason and you're comparing it to COD, which has been failing us as a fan base for years, including but not limited to the fact that with every old COD, you can have a hacker get inside of your console or computer and control it, get good. This is a game where I fully expect to get absolutely stomped on respectfully. Call of Duty, you are no longer respectfully stomped on. It's just a bunch of kids using Zims, sliding up and down a slip and slide of Diddy's baby oil, and just grabbing you from there. I have no problem being outgunned, but I have a problem when it comes to a point to where it feels like you are literally trying to figure out a brand new mechanic that you've been left out of for years because it just sucks, and I hope that it went away. But you've been left out for years, and they keep changing, and you just don't want to do that. You just want to stand and shoot. You don't feel like feeling like a penguin going down the ice in the Antarctic or wherever they are. I think that's South Pole. I don't know. You know what I mean. Overall, Battlefield is fixing everything that I feel like COD has gone away from within these past few years. Now, I hope that COD kind of comes back, either that or goes forward with an Advanced Warfare 2, because this movement would be perfect for a futuristic type of game. But it's not futuristic. It's Call of Duty. You're still boots on the ground. You're just able to treat it like you just took a fat guy's stomach, rolled all the oil onto the road, and decided to treat that as a concrete slip and slide. This is Yo Boys, y'all. Hopefully you have a great day, night, and or evening. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you love the new Battlefield. Let me know if you hate the new Battlefield. Overall, I think I'm going to end up buying this, but I have to finish Mafia: The Old Country first, and probably buy Battlefield, or what, not Battlefield, Borderlands 4 as well. Thank you. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. Peace.